What did you say? Why did you say it? And how did it make you feel? This is an Asteroid Fight Club meeting, and telling you the truth is all I know how to do. And you mortals don't seem to grasp yet that we really do not know a whole lot about this virus. But I also know everybody seems to be an expert on everything. And I'm so plugged into the situation that I was the first one on the planet, I believe, to put out that, yeah, we had just passed a new record for most USA coronavirus deaths in a single day, with 14 states left to report. And the old record, it beat the old record by 132 up to the point that I put that out. And so I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say that after cluing y'all in with the fantastic help of Cranky Weather Guy, the greatest man on the planet, about the air storm we would be facing, and then telling y'all that hopefully the energy will start to get better as far as the energy 2020 has been so far, that like I don't know, man, I'm pretty plugged in a Neo kind of a sense, and that I am the king of Thor News. It is a one-man show. And so I tell you what I know, and you ain't got to agree with it, because there are 7 billion people out there. And if I spend a lot of time trying to get everybody to agree with everything I said, well then, I spent the last few years telling you that it was crazy, and it was just going to get crazier, because it is like a big battle of heaven versus earth here on earth. Almost like all souls that had ever lived before have been resurrected to be here now. Yeah, no, it's a wild concept. Also, the stars are going to continue to be super cool and awesome, and the planets are going to play a giant role in this whole year, as it's a big solar system party. So early in the morning, you should be able to see the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars in the sky if you're lucky and there aren't any clouds. Saturn is a whole crazy story within itself. And, you know, everybody seems to be an expert on Saturn, know what happened when, over all the hundreds of thousands of years, the multiple incarnations of Olympus. What was I talking about? Yeah, Saturn. Gas giants, auroras, and crazy vortices spinning around and around and around and around. Outside here on Earth, today's a beautiful, beautiful spring day in Houston, Texas. And I'm glad to be alive. And I hope you're glad to be alive too. Well, let me be honest, bro. You know what Wall Street cares about? Making money. Do you know what the healthcare overall corporate industry cares about? Not the workers, the corporate system. Making money. You know what the overall prison corporate system cares about? Making money. So it's like there's a whole pirate aspect of, no matter how much the crisis situation continues to increase, the boldness of the pirates that be in a power vacuum that continues amongst big battles of this heaven and earth 2020 thing. They're just power grabs and looting on a very white collar, gold collar, red collar level. If you know what I'm talking about. Asteroid Fight Club has nothing to do with politics, but people get all into politics all the time. And I just want to say that I'm a Texan, so I'm not a Republican, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Texan, I'm an Asteroid Fight Club member, and I'm an astonisher. But that even if Donald Trump wins election, right, he, you know what happens to every single president in their 6th year? They become a lame duck, and they basically have no power. So he is only going to have, quote-unquote, power for 2 more years, even if he wins. We got a whole decade to worry about. You know, we need to be worrying about, where do we want to be 10 years from now? Unless we want, you know, the corporate people to turn us into Soylent Green and throw us in the volcano. Oh, so this is cool. Matthew McConaughey, who is a Texan and a cool dude. He had a cool show. How was it called? I don't know. It was on HBO. True Detective. I love that. It was great. Him and his wife, Camila. Man, I want to have a wife that looks good in white or beige or off-white or eggshell color. They donated 80,000 masks to first responders. And local Jack in the Box Frenchie owner donates 50,000 vinyl gloves to the city of Houston employees. So Texas is taking care of Texas, and Americans taking care of Americans, humans taking care of humans. Love to see it, bro. So as I've been saying since the whole virus thing broke out, I don't trust China's data. I don't trust our data. And it's fascinating to watch all states respond differently to the overriding situation. At this point, you got a lot of people who are just like on Team Democrat or Team Trump. And so they're only really worried about the election. I'm trying to worry about the bigger shit, man. The like 10 years from now, 2 years from now. The like, let's say this was like our new 2020 9/11 that is still ongoing in a slow Thanos style. Like, what are we, the people, 7 billion of us, going to do as we reform our new tribes and adapt to the world around us? Though, I got to say, I've been cooking over the last 2 months. Thank you to the Asteroid Fight Club and Lynn and everybody out there. I've been cooking a whole lot more over the last 2 months. And that just is a cool human thing. I feel more human cooking more. And I went outside today. It's beautiful. And the sun was bright. So it's been like the best of times, the worst times. And we're up to $24 trillion. And it was like 2001, we were like 3 trillion. So, dude, we are just, the pirates are loading the debt up. It's not just Saudi grade. There's a lot of grades in there. But hey, this movie's going to have a great twist. This movie of 2020 and 2021, because good guys are going to win. And yes, there are women in the good guys. Don't get hung up on words so much. Everything's going to be okay, but the cool people got to come together. And the best plan has got to win. In Doomsday, they call it German. Wait, flip that around. Doomsday, in German, they call it Dienstag. There you go. Yeah, so this is what I said an hour ago, because I've been watching, like, today's a new record for most people in the United States of the coronavirus deaths. And I was watching the other day, because you're a planetary defense commander, and someone who likes to excel at my job and perform at the highest levels, Florida, was like, we have 114 deaths. And then I refreshed it during the like early hours, or between 10:30 and 3:30. They were like, we changed it back down to 19 deaths. I was like, that seems weird. And so, having watched the stock market and politicians, and remember, even though Trump has been mildly schizophrenic in his information over the last 2 months about the situation, Biden's been a no-show whatsoever. So Trump's telling us a little bit of everything. And then Biden just like doesn't even exist. He's like, yeah, I'll take this off. So it's all fucking crazy. And, everybody's like, I don't know, man. I'm saying, if I had to put all my eggs in one basket, if I had to bet it all on one man, I would bet on myself. And I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, I don't know why. We need a big plan. We need an overall, overarching big plan. Because it's like everybody's trying to hang on to the old economy in the old political way as we have this plague breaking out. And so this next bar is going to be up here. And so we don't know shit about this virus, bro. I mean, it could have a 6-month gestation period. It definitely only seems to hit X amount of people. It's very weird. It definitely has a boutique. I don't know. I wouldn't trust it, but I was playing maximum defense. So same shit I was saying before. I'm saying now, like, play maximum defense. Because and I don't know, it's like, and I hear people talking about the vaccine all the time, and I'm like, why is it hard to explain? We won't have a vaccine for like 12 months to 18 months. And so people are like, I'm not going to take the vaccine. Like, there's no way they're going to need 18 armed guards to come in and force me to take the vaccine. Like, dude, the vaccine's not even going to show up for 18 months at best. So why are you wasting time worrying about what you're going to do when something that's probably not going to happen happens? I don't know, it's crazy time. And so the corporation Amazon, which may be both A's in MAGA, that was just a joke. Asterisk. They're at their record stock price ever. And the United States Postal Service, who's always been there for you, rain, sunshine, or plague, may not get bailed out by Congress and the president. What's up with that? Why would you let one of the most consistent, coolest institutions in the United States ever fail during a time when they're bailing out tons of people? What's up with that? So, yeah, I won't be defending Republicans. I won't be defending Democrats. I'll be defending Americans and the United States Postal Service, because the Postal Service badass. I've gotten many Christmas letters, birthday letters, like all throughout my life. Like anytime I got a good letter, it improved my life, and it was almost like a magic thing. Charlie Brown went to the mailbox all the time. Sometimes happy, sometimes disappointed, but the mailbox in the Postal Service has been cool. But even the Republicans and Democrats like, nah, we're decided to let them fail. And I'm like, is Jeff Bezos Lex Luthor? Is Luthor Corp trying to get rid of the Postal Service? Are we superheroes going to allow that to happen? Yeah. Is my opinion. And if you think that if they let the post office fail, but that Amazon's going to be cheaper, well, I got disappointment in my heart then. A little just for you, but I think I'll get over it. We'll see what happens. But hey, that air storm was a doozy. Was it right? All right. And so we got another storm coming in a few days, and then a pretty strong storm coming in 10 days. And then we got hurricane season in 6 weeks. And if I'm wrong and there's no atmospheric defense team, then all of the other people who control the weather are going to throw hurricanes at us again. Then it's going to be a very active hurricane season. But I like to believe Asteroid Fight Club / Space Force / atmospheric defense team is still on top of their game. But this hurricane season will let us know. And so turning the economy back on again, like it's Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, is it an on-off light switch? Or is it a dimmer that you toggle? I don't know. We're going to have to do this smart, man. Everything changed. Have I mentioned that before? This dude from the Pawnee Storm Chasers, could be April. In April, that would be super cool. Spit out their coffee in a spit take. You want to know why? Because Ben Knoll was pointing out the new Justice Meade Association guidance is ripe for a busy hurricane season with a velocity potential pattern similar to hyperactive years. So yeah, all the signs are pointing, especially making it a 2020 hurricane season, pointing to if atmospheric defense and All-Star Asteroid Fight Club and the Prayer Warriors and Space Force and atmospheric defense is on top of their game, we could be getting hit by a couple of hurricanes this hurricane season. I'm technically putting it 0 because I think the atmospheric defense team is real, but I don't want to get anybody to let their guard down on upcoming hurricane season, upcoming storms, upcoming earthquakes, the plague, Wall Street's reaction to the plague, the ability of politicians to throw it in the dirt every single time and then overcharge us for it, plus handing us the blame. What's it talking about? I think you should listen to the new Strokes album. That is a musical reference while you're hanging out at home, figuring out how to help me save the world. And Atlas broke into pieces. Atlas is a comet. If the weight of the world was so heavy, it cracked Atlas. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know, but there was definitely a small uptick around April 11th, but it's impossible to know what's driving it. Yeah, so all the stories continue to be interesting. Except for my love life. It continues to be the same, which is kind of boring. In a physical affection level kind of way. And there it is, Fauci. The U.S. does not yet have the critical testing and tracing procedures needed to begin reopening. The May 1st target is overly optimistic. And I agree with that. May 1st target is overly optimistic. I kind of put the Thor News target at May 7th to totally reassess, but I would suggest everyone have a 100-day plan and expect whatever reopening asterisk to happen around July 4th. And we plan a big 4th of July celebration if we do everything right. But like I said, they're going to turn Fauci and they're going to turn everything into political, where we're trying to save lives here. People are dying. The record number of deaths we're still breaking records in states and all over the United States collectively. So I know Wall Street and politicians are going to do what they can to distract you from the important matters here, but we have not solved any problems. And technically, the data says the curve still has yet to flatten. So be super smart about it. Houston's reopened its beaches. Although I don't have a car, a motorcycle, a moped, or the physical ability to pedal my bike to the beach and back. Wally, you should love this cake. I hereby declare. See, happy Tuesday. It is still wild. It is still like every movie ever out there and every sci-fi story out there is still super 2020, and I am still T. I'm the same guy I've been my entire life, although I get better with time. So yeah, it's going to be ups and downs, and I suggest being cool and getting better, and don't waste much time on politics. You know what? All you're going to get is one vote in like 7 months, and that's it. You're done. So you ain't got, like that's. But hey, man, all I can do is offer up my thoughts and try and convince the pirates to be cool as well and nice. And everyone, we're all in this together, and we're going to build the future together. And people be like, no, it's impossible. That can't happen. I was like, well, we'll see. Life is a choose your own adventure, and I'm going to choose to be cool and to provide you guys the best information I can. So if we ever do get to hug in real life, it'll be partially the best hug ever. All right, that's a weird segue. I agree. God bless everyone. I'll be talking to you guys in the future. Get outside. Go see the sun. I might go live at sundown or whatever. Who knows? I might play guitar later. I'm in a good mood. Although it is wild. It's just, I guess, a rebound off that Eris energy. That shit was intense. There were like 60 tornadoes, bro. And somebody goes to me like, dude, you said it was an EF5 and it would not rank out as an EF5. I was like, we lost like 30 people died, bro. And so I know during Mississippi, we lost at least 16 or 12. And yeah, I try to help save lives, man. I try to keep people aware of like, and I'm sorry if it was only EF4, it still killed a lot of people. And that was something that I did what I could to help prevent. But free will is still real. And bad luck is still out there. And I do the best I can. Yeah. But the pirates, man. Pirates and women. Sometimes it's like nothing changes. Hopefully my jokes get better. You're cute and I love you.